Hey guys, Coach Lewis, Upper Iowa, here with Figure It Out Baseball. Today we're going to cover basic infield setup. Maybe you're just getting into the game, maybe you're just learning how to coach it or teach it. One of the first things we want to talk about is the setup, right? Very often a lot of us were taught, get down into the ready position. This is before the pitcher even releases the ball or starts a windup. Hey, we want to get out here, okay? Yeah, we get it, but how often is the ball hit to this perfect spot, exactly like this, right here, I don't have to move? The answer is pretty much never. So when we talk about what is the ready position or whatever term you use with your players, we want to make sure that hands stay somewhere around the hip. So instead of being out here, maybe I still show glove, but it's going to be a little bit closer into here. And then kind of the thing that everybody's doing now, right, is the hop. So we're trying to time the hop at the same time the ball is going to enter the hitting zone. The hop can be big, can be small. For me, especially at youth ages and little, younger, you don't need to go bonkers and measure out, hey, it's got to be 2 inches, 4 inches. Let the kids be athletes, let them kind of go. We don't really have to coach it to this degree. But the way it would kind of look like is a little bit of setup, hands into here, boom, right down. Now, if that ball is left, I don't have to go from here in, now I run, okay? Or the other way, doesn't really matter. We want to be athletic with hands in close. Again, I think when we're talking about dealing with youth and the young kids, we're just looking for the basic resemblance of baseball. We don't need to overcoach every rep. What we want to make sure is that we have our pre-pitch hop, right? Then now as that ball's coming here, we're going to get one step outside the baseball, and it should look something along right, left, and now we're here, okay? When we talk about right, left, it can be square. I don't think, again, with young kids, we have to go so crazy that we're getting rulers out and measuring, but a rule of thumb is this toe to this instep. We don't want to get too far, okay, and we don't want to be too short. We want to be somewhere around square. We want to make sure, for a guidance for the kids, I want the glove to be in a straight line with my left eye or just inside my thigh, but we want it to be out front. One of the things you hear a lot of is, hey, we want to get our butt down. We don't want to get our butt down because that makes our glove go up, right? We want to make sure we're in here, somewhat of a flat back, and I have the ability to see myself field the baseball. Again, our feet can be somewhat straight, right? It's probably even okay at a very, very young age if your feet are a little bit out. We just want to make sure we don't get too far into the duck foot, right? And we don't want to be too much penguin. Somewhere in the middle, guys, you're going to be just fine, okay? But again, when we get into here, I don't have to be perfectly straight. There can be a little bit of offset. That's going to be okay. For you young guys or young coaches, just again, kind of draw a line, have an idea of this toe to this instep. Okay, so our feet are squared away. Now, once we get out into here, we want there to be almost straight, but some flexion in this arm, okay? We want to make sure that we're not reaching out. As you can see, I lose balance, right? And we don't want to be so far back here that, again, I can't see what we're trying to get. So we just want it to be normal. We want it to be relaxed. We just want to be right out here with our glove hand. Now, we call this the capture hand. One of the problems we see very often, even with college guys, is the capture hand wants to go in. Okay? We want you to think a little bit of an alligator, even if you will. We want the glove hand to come up to the capture hand. Okay? That'll keep your hand out of your glove, no injuries, taking it off the fingers, any of those kinds of things. Now that I've just fielded the baseball, right, there's a handful of different things, and in my opinion, guys, there is not one right way to do things, okay? Whatever works, we're trying to field the baseball, secure the baseball, get it into our throwing lane, and then get it out to our target wherever we're going. You go to different parts of the country, everybody's going to be a little bit different, but here's kind of the four types. Number one is we're going to funnel to the belly button, right, or funnel to the button. So as that ball comes in, we're literally just going to bring it right to our belly button. Some people teach we're going to funnel to the hip, right, and the thought there is that's going to be a little bit closer to the throwing lane. We kind of take out this extra step. Some people teach, hey, we're going to field through because that's going to help our feet get going in the direction that we want. And then one of the last ones is kind of the hinge and fold, right? So I'm going to be down, again, capture hand on top, alligator, right, if you're a young one. Ball's going to hit my glove. I'm going to hinge my wrist, and I'm going to fold my elbow to get out. For me, we actually run our college guys through all 4 different types, because very often you ask them, hey, what is it that you're doing? What are you trying to do? There's no answer. They don't know. So again, we don't say you have to do it this way. We just want our guys to understand the faults of everything and what's best for them. Now that we've talked about the 4 different fielding types, what we want to talk about is our footwork going to target, okay? So again, I'm going to get into here. It's going to be right, left. There are people that teach step in front, right? This back right foot, as we get into here, is going to come in front, okay? To me, again, that's fine. Some people are going to teach, we're going to get into here and we're just going to shuffle, okay? That's fine as well. One of the big things with the shuffle, obviously, just we want to make sure that our feet get back down in a hurry, okay? The one thing for me that I think you don't want to do, and some people still teach, is we get into here, is the step behind. As you notice, when I step behind, it turns my shoulders, gets me off balance, closes off my hip. To me, you teach either the shuffle or the step in the front. Typically, we use the shuffle the most, but again, if it works for one of your players and it's natural to him, especially at a young age, no need to change it. Recap, right? We want to make sure that our pre-pitch position is before the pitcher is throwing the ball. We're going to be somewhere athletic, feet, shoulders, or maybe slightly out. Again, everybody's different. Everybody has different leg length and different body styles. Make sure we're somewhere in there. Pre-pitch, we're going to hop, then we're going to get outside the ball 1 step. As we approach, it's going to be a right-left pickup and a right-left throw, whether that's with a shuffle or a front step, doesn't really matter. Again, create some drills. This is all basic, where kids have the opportunity to fail, kind of learn things, but force them to be athletic. Make sure we're not overcoaching every drill. Coach Lewis, Upper Iowa with Figure It Out Baseball. Don't forget to check out my next video, Basic Infield Drills.